right, Sports Up, guys. We're back. I'm Lauren.
I'm Kate.
And we're going to be talking a little baseball. First, I want to do a quick little IC update, little Iona College update for softball.
Go right ahead.
The Gales are 4-0 in MAC tournament play.
That's awesome.
Yep.
You had a doubleheader both days on Saturday and Sunday this week.
That is correct. We had a doubleheader against Niagara and Canisius. And the first day was against Niagara, against those Purple Eagles. And we first game was a little close one. It was 5-4.
But you pulled out the win.
Yeah, exactly. We pulled out the win. And second game was 6-1. So that was a good one. One thing that I would probably say is what's coming together right now is pitching. Pitching is, we always talk about pitching as such a big part of the game.
It is a huge part of the game because if you don't have pitching, you really don't have a lot.
Especially if you don't have pitchers who don't have the confidence in themselves. That's like one thing that you can't, help them with. It's kind of like they have to find that for themselves. You know what I mean?
They do. But they have to get into a rhythm just like everyone else does.
Exactly. And so, I think that's one thing that our pitchers have been doing phenomenally this year is just really having the confidence in themselves. They don't, show a lot of emotion on the mound, which is great. And it's kind of like, if bases are loaded or you got a man on second and third, there's that calm, cool collective on the mound. You know what I mean? Which is what you want.
It's definitely what you want.
Exactly. And it's not even and it's all of our pitchers. It's coming from our freshman, our sophomore, our junior. You know what I mean? So it's like.
But that's big. You need that.
Exactly.
In a game.
Exactly. And that's the one thing that really is helping us with these games. Our offense has been a little. It starts off a little slow sometimes, just, the adjustment wise, especially it's MAC play, so everybody's a little, a little tight. But, Sunday's games against Canisius, I wasn't there, unfortunately. I was with my godson who turned 1.
Oh, was it his birthday party?
Yes, it was his birthday party. He rolled in with Dr. Seuss.
That's
that
awesome.
Was cute. But the 2 Canisius wins were 2 walk-off wins. We had our...
That's awesome.
Right? Our sophomore...
Congratulations to them.
It's unbelievable. They're doing great things. Our sophomore third baseman, Kimmy Chaparelli, she hits this 2-run homer. And, I'm sitting, okay? I'm sitting at the table, right? And I'm, scrolling, I'm refreshing the Twitter feed. And I need to, say that, I am not sorry, but I'm not sorry. But keeping up with those Twitter the tweets are kind of
they're
constantly
huge.
refreshing. I'm the one who always tweeting for the games, so to be on the other end was just now I know how it feels.
You know how it feels.
The anxiety that you have, refreshing, just seeing what's going on. It's worse than watching a game. You know what I mean? You can see the game, you can see what's going on, but when you're refreshing a Twitter feed, it's rough.
I know how that one feels. Especially when there's a game that we don't get here that's out somewhere else. A lot of times that happens for the Cubs. And I'm trying to refresh it, and I'm like, "Oy, could you put it up any faster?"
I know. It's so. I just wanted to be I wish we could have a live stream for the games. It can't, but. That would have been,
That would be nice to have a live stream for the games. That's how I feel when a lot of times when I watch my high school softball team, they tend to do they don't do live Twitter updates, which drives me nuts. They don't do that.
Yeah.
But they would actually need someone to sit there and do it.
Yeah.
I'll keep refreshing it. If I know their game's at 4, I'll check it 7 or 8 to see if they won, because I don't want to bombard my friend who texted me yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, did you guys win?" And she's like, "No, we lost." I'm like, "See, this is why I don't want to ask, because I don't want to know."
It's the awkward. Yeah, it's
I feel. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, if you lost, it's kind of like we lost, and then if you won, it's kind of like, oh, we won. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's always better when you say you won, and when you text them asking if they how'd it go, and they're like, oh, we lost. I would always hate having to text people when I lost.
She was telling me yesterday, since we're on the topic of softball, she said they had neither of the team had pitching. 4 in high school didn't have pitching, and neither did Laurelton. And I was like, I felt so bad for her because it's her senior. It was her first game, And I feel horrible that they lost, but I said when you don't have pitching, that becomes the biggest issue.
Exactly.
And that's why you guys won those games, because you guys had a strong pitchers.
I mean, we had the strong pitchers to kind of, hold that, hold the Griffs and the Purple Eagles offense. But, I mean, you got to score runs, right, to win a game.
You do.
And, I mean, our offense comes in at such clutch moments and just – you can almost feel it when you come into the dugout, and it's kind of like that inning where everybody just comes together and you're like, all right, this is the inning where we bust it open and we're going to, score a crooked number and get up on there. You know what I mean? And it's like, I love seeing it. I love like seeing that, just like them come together. You know what I mean?
That's the best part about like when you're a part of a team. I know for when I managed high school, our high school softball team, it was great to watch them come together. And when they all came together, that's when something really magical started to happen. Right. And you see that all throughout. I think you see that more throughout baseball than you do any other sport, just because it is such a heavily based team sport. Mm-hmm. It's not just one person. No. It's everyone.
Exactly. But yeah, so we so right now currently we're 4-0 in the MAC, which is amazing. We were the only MAC teams to play Saturday, us and Niagara, so everybody else canceled, which was phenomenal.
Look at that. You guys are on top of it.
We're ready to go. I mean, this is the year. And we haven't won a MAC championship since 2014, so we're trying to get back to that.
You guys really, I would hope you guys do make it back. Especially
it would be phenomenal.
It's your senior year, so I would hope you guys make it back.
Yeah, I want another ring so badly. But we got Sacred Heart tomorrow up in Fairfield. And
you're going up to my hometown tomorrow.
Yes, we are. And then after that, we leave Friday for Siena. And we play Siena on Saturday, and then we play Marist on Sunday. So we'll see how that goes.
So you won't be here at all this weekend.
I won't be here at all this weekend.
That's so sad.
I know. I just realized that I will be missing
our big radiothon. For Relay for Life.
Well, I mean, I was here for all the other ones.
Right. You were here for all
I did Relay my freshman year for, like, just to do it, like,
that's
whatever. And then when I joined WICR.
Yeah.
I did it here.
Because my first radiothon was last spring. Yeah. So that's when I met you. I know.
We only have
I think
like 46 days left of school or something like that. 5 weeks left. And so that means that our show is coming to an end soon. But I don't want to get all these sad feelings because we still have some baseball to talk about.
We still have baseball to talk about. You want to talk about opening day?
Yeah, please. It's going to make me, I mean, of course it's not going to make me, it's not going to make me happier, but I mean, at least talking about baseball.
Baseball makes you a little happier.
Exactly. So. Anything about baseball. So we all know Yankees lost opening day 7-3 against the Rays. Out of all the teams we could have lost to.
And because you know who started? Tanaka.
Well, Tanaka, yeah, of course. I mean, he went, let's see, innings pitched, he went 2.2 innings pitched, 8 hits.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
7 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeuts. So
I'm glad I was in a bridal shower and could not watch that game.
Lucky you. We pitched what? We pitched 5 of our pitchers.
Oh, dear.
Tanaka, Lane, Warren, Holder, and Shreve. I mean, not to mention that offense didn't really do much. Gardner went 1 for 4.
But that doesn't help when your offense doesn't pick you up as a pitcher.
No, it doesn't.
At all.
I mean, like we've been saying, I mean, I posted it on my own Facebook account, and, just from the thing was that there's the last spring training game we played the Braves, and we lost 8-5. But we played the Phillies on that Thursday on the 30th, and we won 14-1. So...
Why is it such a big difference?
Because the Phillies because we played the Phillies, then went to the Braves. That's why.
Probably why.
The Phillies, okay, it is exactly why, because they don't have the pitching like the Braves do. And I mean, I didn't even think the rate. Whatever.
I can tell you're getting very upset.
I'm getting
so
flustered because it's just like it's frustrating when. You have this amazing team we've been talking about on the spring training games, and Sanchez and Judge and Frazier and all of them, and then we get to our first game and nobody's really performing.
That's bothersome.
Exactly.
That's bothering.
Exactly. And that is something that, my favorite thing in the world, I think, has to be the early speculations, like from the first spring training game. And it's always my favorite thing in the world, and it definitely might be one of my favorite traditions, like, you know, overreacting to.
Oh, the amount of overreactions it wasn't just Yankee fans that had to that. It was like other people.
Oh yeah, like, it was like other fans of other teams being like, oh, Yankee fans, how do you feel? Like all your people, like
it's the first game of this of the regular season.
Like,
it's
can
not,
we just please be left alone?
Like, it's just it's gonna take a while for these young players, I think, to feel comfortable enough in the major leagues. And you know, Greg Bird, I think was what it was. Did he play on Sunday? Did Bird play Sunday? I don't remember. I mean, even if he did, I mean, he has been out for what, more than
Bird, I wouldn't even even if like
he's been out, like there's people that haven't played together in a while. It's going to take a long time to get
I don't even think Bird did play. He went over, but I don't even think it's about that whole like they have it. I'm telling you, they have it. It's just the fact that it was opening day and now the jitter, like it's kind of like they got that jitter in them. Yeah. And they're like, all right, it's opening day. The season's really started. Before it was just like these are spring training games. Like everybody has that mentality when they're in those spring training games and they're like, this is spring training. Like, this isn't really real. It's not, because it's not real. It's not real. It's you know, throwing people in there to see how it feels, like to feel it out, to throw your young prospects in there, to see where your minor league people that you brought up to play. You know what I mean? Like it's not real. These aren't real games, and now you're going into regular season, and these are real games. Sanchez going 0 for 5. I mean, you know, Bird goes 0 for 4. Holiday went 0 for 4. Ellsbury went 0 for 3. Castro went 3 for 4. Okay.
Well, that's awesome for Castro.
And Headley went 3 for 4, and Judge went 1 for 4. Hicks went 1 for 2, and Torres went 0 for 2. So you have some people performing. It could just, and you know what I mean. Like it also could just be that pitcher that they chose, that the Rays chose, just wasn't working for anybody else. But it was working for Castro and Headley and Judge, kind of for Judge. But I mean, I've been saying for Castro wise, like having him at second base, I think our middle infielders, if depending on who they're going to leave there, I don't know if they're going to put Didi back at shortstop when he comes back, because he's injured right now, right?
Right, I'm pretty sure he is. I don't think he's.
So that's why, right. So that's why Torres is there. But you know, the early everybody's saying like, oh well, Sanchez was a bust, blah blah blah. Like,
no,
can we please give the guy a break?
Could we? Because some of these guys need a little bit more time to get adjusted. It's a lot of them. It was their first opening day. Like, they need to just get adjusted and get the jitters out. And I mean, I don't know if you could say the same thing for the Cubs, but they had a lot of pressure coming into them on this season specifically.
Well, I mean, they have a bullseye on their back.
Oh yeah, so, completely.
And
they got ripped to shreds yesterday morning because they lost to the Cardinals. Yeah. But you have to remember, Dexter Flower went to the Cardinals.
See, that's what I'm talking about is the fact that, like, you need to understand the drafts that got, like,
people got traded and moved around, and everyone needs to take it down a notch.
Take a chill pill, please.
It literally is just opening day. We're not even a full week into spring train, into like the opening schedule.
We're Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days in.
We're 3 days in.
We're 3 days in.
The Yankees have their second game today. I know the Cubs have their second game today.
The Mets have a game tomorrow. The Mets won, so all my Mets friends were like, we're going to win the World Series. At all my Mets friends, that you won one game, the opening day game, and all of a sudden you guys are like, we're going to the World Series. I had one of my friends, like, as a Phillies fan, and my friend Christian, and he like tweeted about, like, they were like, well, the Phillies, what was it, like, hit a home run, might as well just pack it up and call it a season, like, might as well just win now, like, you know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
I thought it was hilarious. I want to actually, I need to, like, you know, Twitter, man.
But everyone needs to take it down. Take it down a notch. It's the first week. Not everybody's on the same wavelength, and you know it's difficult. That first week is just it's a weird schedule too, because some teams start Sunday, some teams start Monday.
Exactly. Like, and then like Yankees started Sunday, Mets started yesterday,
Cubs started on Sunday.
Yeah,
and so that it makes it really difficult for, I think, them to have, you know, consistency so far. But I mean, I think that's I don't like how they have opening days separately. I know why they have to do it. It's just it
makes sense, but I mean at the same time it's like it's kind of annoying when it like what if it was like the Yankees didn't start till yesterday, right?
Right.
And like the other team started Sunday. It was for me as a fan it'd be like, come on. Like, I gotta wait one more day more than other teams have to. Like that's not fair.
It's not fair, and I feel like some of the fans probably are upset by that. And because as a Yankee fan, like, you know, we got to see them play on Sunday. As Cubs fans got to see their team play on Sunday. But like Red Sox fans, Mets fans all had to start yesterday. And I think that's hard, I think, on their fans, because every other game has started and they're watching other people on Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram are all, my team has started. And I think that's got to be hard on other fans.
Yeah. I just found the tweet, and he said, my friend Christian goes, he's like, so Phillies led off the season with a home run. It's basically World Series or nothing at this point. I love that tweet. I wish I was perfect. Like, you could love tweets because that was hilarious.
Can't you love a tweet?
No, you like them.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they have the little heart symbol there.
So, but, I mean, listen, man, it's the first game of the season. I think if you're a Yankees fan, I think you stay calm.
Everyone
give these boys give these boys a chance to really, just gain some confidence underneath them with the regular season. You know what I mean? I think once the first win comes around,
I think that's
we're going to be fine.
I think that's when the first win comes around. I think for the new guys, I think it is going to make them a little bit easier. I think for them to feel, okay, I have this confidence now at the plate. I have the confidence in the field. I can really do this.
Right.
And I think that is going to be a big part of them.
Right. I mean, really all it is just the adjustments. It's making the adjustments. And I don't think if you go 0 for 5, you're not making any kind of adjustment, really. I mean, there is no adjustment.
No.
You got to do something. You got to put the ball in play. You got to get it somewhere. And, I mean, if you're making solid contact, they're not even making solid contact. No. So it's just a matter of figuring out what you have to do. If you got to shorten up your swing. If you got to take a step back in the box, move, whatever.
You need to make those adjustments after your first at bat.
It's not even about just like you have to constantly make an adjustment at every at bat in between pitches. I mean, like when I played softball, it was kind of like. I had one coach back when I was playing travel ball. It was kind of just like you were constantly making adjustments throughout that game.
Right.
Okay. I mean, softball. We can have this conversation about how softball is so different from baseball. It's not. It's the same game. You're playing. It's just speed wise. Softball is so much quicker and better. But it's just. You need to understand that if you make one adjustment in one at-bat and it works, the chances of you coming back up to the plate and that adjustment working again are going to be slim because that pitcher and that catcher are going to catch on to what you're doing and to your adjustment. So if you're moving in on the plate, well, they might even crunch you in or they're going to keep going outside. Like if you can't hit the inside pitch, you might crowd the plate. So that you can take away that inside pitch so that if they do come inside on you, they might hit you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it makes that pitcher throw outside. But if you got a pitcher who's not afraid to come inside on you, you're gonna get a little intimidated. You might swing it when you get jam job, and that's it. You know what I mean? That's an out right there.
I'm telling you, when I used to manage our high school team, my friend Haley, she was not afraid to throw inside, outside, up, down, low, high. She made the adjustments very quickly, and that's due to our coach, Amanda. She had a sheet with everybody's stats, and she knew where to throw certain kids.
Right.
Because she knew Haley could make the adjustment just like that. She would give the sign to our catcher because she knew that Haley and our catcher, Alex, really worked well together. They knew how to throw a pitch to a certain kid that they knew that they were never going to hit it.
Exactly. And that's the other thing is that how well are Tanaka and Sanchez getting along?
That's my biggest question. That's also for Lester and what is his name? His name is slipping my mind. Their new catcher because David Ross isn't there. But
you mean for the Cubs?
For the Cubs, yeah. I forget the guy's name. But, that's hard, I think, for John Lester because Lester had had been pitching to David Ross for a while, and that's hard to break up too.
Yeah,
a rhythm that was so good. You know, I think that's also very difficult. That's also a good question on how well does Tanaka and Sanchez get along.
Yeah, and these games are left up to the catchers to call.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's not a lot of managers and pitching coaches that are making those calls, that are making the pitch calls. Well, some of them do. Some of them do, because some of them know those hitters better. But as far as it goes, it's the catchers making the call. So it's how well is he kind of working with Tanaka on making calls and knowing, how well his pitches are that day. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if Tanaka keeps calling off pitches that Sanchez is calling,
then what's left for
exactly. Like, how well are they communicating? Like, how that's gonna be frustrating to that catcher.
It's Wilson Contreras Contreras. But that's very difficult because Contreras never really caught Lester last season, because Ross and him had a better connection.
Well, yeah, because they were both. I mean,
they both were on the 2013 Red Sox World Series win.
Yeah.
So they have they know each other a lot better. So I think that's also something that John Lester's going to really have to work through this season, is when catching with Contreras.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be, for a lot of teams, especially for the Cubs. I think the Cubs have a bullseye on their back.
They do.
They won last year, and I credit that to how close-knit they were.
They are very close.
How well they work together. They are still. They're still very close, and I think, we talked about a lot of teams like losing their captains and stuff, and the Red Sox lost Ortiz. I mean, they've had Ortiz for quite some time now, and they're going to be everybody's like, oh, well, the whole city's on Mookie Betts' back.
That's
one player.
That's not
what I mean? Yeah, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I can't stand him, but at the same time, how are you going to put all of that on one person?
You
and
can't.
Then, you lose Ortiz right there. You lost the captain. Okay?
Yeah.
It's kind of like we lost Derek Jeter.
Right.
And, this is, I don't see, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're crazy. Look at the team, look at the lineup, everything. I don't really see the Red Sox doing that great this year, only because of the fact that they lost the cat. They lost somebody that's a leader, and I think that's one thing that the Yankees have been lacking, is a leader.
I think we've said it before on the show too. It was the leader mentality.
Right. There was no leader Sunday. There was no leader on the field. There was no leader in the dugout. There was no leader in the box. There's nothing.
There's nothing.
There's no leader. So nobody is stepping up to the plate to take on that role yet.
And I think with the Cubs, they had that in David Ross, but I think a lot of the guys learned from David Ross how to be a leader. Ben Zobrist, Kyle Schwarber,
Rizzo, Bryant. Like, come on, man.
But they're, the Addison Russell, but they're a very close knit team, and
they are.
You can still see that. They're like they said, I think on Sunday, it wasn't just one guy's fault; it was all of us.
No, exactly.
It's not Lester's fault. It's not our fault. It's it's not anybody's. It's in a whole team. It's not just one person. Which I think as a team, you can't put that blame on one person.
No, and I think
that's nice that they do that.
Exactly, and I think it's also great that they had that kind of close relationship with David Ross, right?
And they still have it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they still have it. And, we see it all the time. They support David Ross on Dancing with the Stars.
I mean, Anthony Rizzo tweeted out yesterday. I mean, during Dancing with the Stars, speechless and a bit horrified at D. Ross 3.
Yeah, he's doing amazing.
I would never.
He's crushing it.
He's crushing.
I follow his Instagram, and he throws up like all these like behind the scenes kind of thing, and he's like, "Oh yeah, backup dancers, baby." I love you.
If you follow the Cubs on Snapchat, he took over Snapchat last week, and I love it. It was so funny because he's like, we're dancing to Magic Mike, and he goes, I got to take my kids to school tomorrow. It's today. He's like, I got to take my kids to school. Every single parent's going to be like, what were you doing?
Hey, David. Wink, wink.
And they were like, he's like,
can we hire you?
Yeah. He was like, I still have to take my kids to school. And Anthony Rizzo was joking of saying, my eyes had just stopped burning, He was like,
my eyes have just stopped burning. I love it.
And he was like, but they're messing with him. But they know he's. He then tweeted out after jokingly, he said, "This is just too good to end. Make sure you vote for David Ross." Like but that's. You see that they're still supporting him after he retired.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the Brizzo Souvenir Company video.
I did. I love them my much.
It is my favorite
They're hilarious
video.
together. I like when it's like these commercials that they have now coming out, and it's like, this season on MLB. That I love those commercials. It reminds me of like kind of like Sports Center commercials when they do like the Office ones.
Yes, my favorite is the new Brezzo Souvenir Company one that came out Friday. Yeah. That I made sure to tag you in that you saw because I knew you were gonna love it.
I loved it.
And it's so funny because they've got David Ross in the video, they've got Kyle Schwarber, they got Addison Russell, they've got literally the entire team in it working for Brezzo Souvenirs.
Yeah, I see. That's what I'm talking about. Is those like they can be like corny together. They can be like themselves around each other.
And then they can go out and play and win.
Exactly. And, I mean, this is just a team that I think is going to have an amazing season again. I think they're going to make it again to playoffs. I don't know about World Series. I
don't want to, make judgments about that either.
I mean, listen, last year we said it. I predicted the Cubs winning last year.
Yes, you did.
But as far as this year, I know I've said it, but I mean, I think the Mets might have a really good shot if they keep their rotation healthy.
There's a couple of teams that I do think. I definitely think the Indians. I definitely think Indians, Cubs, Mets. I think those are my top 3 teams that I think are going to make it to the playoffs, and I think they definitely have a good shot at making it.
It's gonna be. It's definitely gonna be interesting. An interesting season, I think.
I'm excited for the rest of the season. I'm excited to see where the Yankees go, especially.
I'm just excited to see our young kids, just like how much they're going to grow from now until
the end of the season.
Exactly. Like it's like, we've been seeing these kids in spring training, before spring training, the rumors about us getting them and all that, and now it's finally here, ready to go, and we're just going to get to see what kind of magic they're going to produce for the Yankees. And
I'm excited.
Honestly, I mean, with the way opening day started, I mean, Bumgarner hitting 2 home runs, first time that's ever happened, a pitcher do that, like breaking records. Like Evan Longoria had the first home run of the season. There was just a lot of homers.
There was, and I think
a lot of big things happening.
And I think it's going to be
walk-off wins.
I think it's going to be a big season, not just for the Yankees and the Cubs and the Mets.
No, I think it's going to be a big season for baseball.
I think it's just going to be a huge season for baseball. Yeah. I mean, there's so many good teams now that it's going to be hard. It's going to be a difficult season for every team. There is going to be no easy game for any team unless a team is just really not doing well. I mean, but my favorite series that I'm looking forward to is the Yankee-Cubs series starting May 5th in Chicago.
That's going to be amazing.
I can't wait to watch the Yankees and have the interleague play, especially because they're playing at Wrigley. And I don't know if a lot of those players have ever played there. I mean, Andrellis Chapman's played there for half a season.
Basically.
Basically half a season and, playoffs. And I can't wait for him to go back and, to see all of his old teammates, too, the ones that he won a World Series with. I think it's going to be an interesting series. It's one of the ones that I'm looking forward to. Another one that's happening here in June is the Cubs and the Mets at Citi Field. That's one I'm excited for.
Yeah. I think I might be going to a game next week.
Oh,
to start it off, but I don't know. I want to go. Yankees have games here next week.
They do. They're home next weekend, I think.
Yeah,
they're home. I know on Easter weekend because they're playing St. Louis, which our family friends are huge St. Louis fans. So I think Mr. Barkley is going to all 3 games.
Yeah,
because he's a St. Louis Cardinals fan.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm excited for them to come home and start the season at home. I think that's going to be. I think it's going to help the players a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be just a great baseball season. I mean, I'm just looking at all the people. Giancarlo Stanton might be one of my favorite players right now. Just overall, I mean, I think he's gonna hit a 600-foot home run this year.
I really think so too.
He's getting there.
He's getting there. I think there's a lot of players that are going to have real good breakout years. I think Chris Bryant is going to have an even bigger breakout year than he did last year, and I think that's. I
think CeCe's going to have a good year.
I think CeCe's
and
really
everybody's been saying no, but I really think he is.
I feel like this is his time because I'm pretty sure his contract's up this year.
Yeah, I think so, and so is Girardi's. I think, right? Or
Girardi's is up. Thank the Lord.
Well, we'll see if they want him back or if they're going to bring somebody in.
I don't know. I would honestly.
Bring back Torrey. Bring back Torrey.
You and me both would love Joe Torre to come back. But I think it's going to be an interesting season for the Yankees because I think a lot of players' contracts are up, so people are going to be playing like it's their last game.
Exactly. And, I mean, maybe that'll be a great thing.
Maybe. I think it will. I think it's going to motivate some people to step up and do their job.
I think it's going to be a big thing. a big thing.
But with that being said, we're going to come back next week and talk more baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball's going to be in full swing.
Baseball's going to be in full swing, and basketball is over except for NBA, and softball has games, so we'll give you updates on that.
Right.
And maybe we'll give you updates on some other Iona college sports, I guess.
But
I'm partial to softball. What can I say? But
well, that's okay. I'm partial to softball too. So
so real quick, just remember to follow us on Twitter. I believe Lauren Flaherty at Lauren Flaherty.
Yep.
My Instagram is Laura_Laura17, and my Facebook is Lauren Flaherty. If you wanna follow me.
So my Facebook is just Kate Adriani, and my Instagram and my Twitter handle are both at Kate Adriani. And, feel free to follow us on WICR's Facebook page and to follow us on Twitter. And our
WICR1 Uno on Facebook.
And our Instagram is
WICR
Mascot, Iona College Radio.
Yeah.
And feel free to follow us there, and we will look forward to speaking to you guys next week.
Real quick, Marnie Skinner, happy birthday. Just wanted to give you a shout out. We love you. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.